come on.
In this demo, we are trying to make an invoice tracker automation, right? And for that, we will use Zapier. I think a lot of people have used it. So Zapier has been around for a while, even before the Make.com and LLM thing. So it basically provides us with 8,000 integrations, and those integrations expose the around 30,000 actions. So actions are basically functions. So an integration example would be a service like WhatsApp or Gmail, and the action they expose would be sending a mail or a message, right? So there are few things we need for that, and the first would be a Zapier account. I hope you guys have already signed in, and then a Google Sheet where we are going to write all the invoices as entries, and OpenAI key. The first step is we create a Zap. So Zap is basically similar to Make.com's scenario. So once we click on this, there will be a page where we can add. The first step would be adding a trigger. So trigger is basically an event listener. In the last example, we saw the event was WhatsApp message, receiving a WhatsApp message. But in this, we need a Gmail integration here. So we just click on the first one, the trigger. We select the Gmail integration and then go to the trigger event and then add the new attachment, because we are listening for images, right? So it's an attachment. And then we just connect our Gmail account here. Yeah, it's an image, yeah.
Why is coming as video?
Oh, we are just taking example, yeah. We are processing image right now. Okay, once we are done, it will allow us to configure a few things. But here we just want to read from all the inboxes and labels. So we'll just skip this part and test it. So for the test trigger, it will try to read one of the records from the inbox. So I've just included one example. This is the one. So it can ensure that there is something in the like this trigger works perfectly, right? And then we can just press the test trigger and use this attachment and continue with it. The next step would be adding an analyzer. So in Zapier we only have OpenAI's image analyzer. So we are going to use just that, and we'll have to add an event. So we want the image analyzer. So we'll use this option, analyze image content with vision, and then go ahead and configure the prompts and the attachment it will take. So for the message part, we'll just pass this prompt. So it says your task is to extract invoice data as comma separated value. So we are asking it to extract the data from the image and convert into a comma separated value. So the extracted data would be date, vendor name, the description of the product, the quantity, and the amount. So once we have added the message here, we need to pass the attachment that we received from the mail. So we can use something called / commands. It will show us some of the inputs we can pass, and we want to go for the attachment here. And the next thing we do is test it. Okay, we'll have to wait a bit. Yeah, so now we can continue and go ahead for testing it out. So this will basically test if the image analyzer is working perfectly or not, and we can look at the output here. So the output says the date, the vendor name, the description, the quantity, and the amount, right? The next step is adding all these entries into a Google Sheet. So we add a new step here. We select the Google Sheets integration, and then select an event called multiple rows, create multiple spreadsheet rows, and we add our account. And the next thing we do is configure it. So we basically have to pass a spreadsheet that we are going to write to. So we can choose the ones we have created before, and we can select the default sheet there. then it will ask us for the rows we are going to write to, but we can't really just pass all the text output. So it's a CSV output, but we still need to pass it. So Zapier comes with something utility function. So it is called a formatter. We add this. This is a built-in tool in Zapier. So it can take any type of input and like convert it into a particular format. So we just want to use the utilities and then go for configuration. And the next thing we do is select for import CSV file because the output is in CSV format. And then we just add that output of the OpenAI. We go for the analyze image and select this image analysis output. Okay. So next thing we do is set this to know the first row as a header row because we already have all the headers here. We don't want it to write it as a header. And then we test it out and just check if it works. So the output is this output text is this, and then we can go slide and see the items. So the item 1 is the date, item 2 is for the vendor name, the item 3 is description, and item 4 is quantity, and item 5 is amount. And then we can come back to this configure and add those fields into this configuration where we can add those fields as a rows. So we just go to this first formatter. Yeah, we go to the utilities in formatter by Zapier. We select the item 1 for the date one, and so in the next one we select the vendor name. So it will be the item 2, and same for others, the item 3 for description, the quantity for item 4, and the last one would be the amount. And we can continue and just test it out once, so to check if it actually works for us. Alright, so we got our entry from that particular invoice. And the next thing we do is publish it. So we can just use this publish button, and it will host it in the Zapier application. We can go to our Zaps and look at the Zaps we have available here, and this is the one we have created just now. So the next thing we can do is send a mail, right, and check if it actually works. So I'm just going to self-mail myself. And add this new invoice. It has multiple entries, so it is good for testing out. And now we just wait for it to process it and write it to our invoices. Yeah, so any questions, guys, while it's working?
So initially when you connected the Gmail, it's your basically inbox where everybody sends their invoices.
Yeah.
Whatever the test, whatever email address. Basically you connected that inbox
Yeah.
to basically you're listening to any incoming email.
Yeah. So I don't understand your question. Sorry.
No, initially when you connected the Gmail account and Zapier, the inbox is this.
Yeah, this inbox. So I'm just self-mailing me, so we can test it out. Yeah.
So the Zapier account and the email has to be same, right? That's what he's asking.
That's what right?
No, it should.
I can configure my own.
Yeah, you can just add any mail account you want. Yeah, it takes quite a bit of time for the first run after publishing.
So it's waiting for the email.
No, actually it's published, so it will take some time for the first one. Yeah. So we have our entries here, the dates, this format is, we can just change it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's the date. Yeah.
Date format.
Yeah. We can just change it to the
And that's
date.
the Excel printer.
Yeah. So the vendor names, the description, their quantity and amount, we got all of them. Yeah.
Did you configure the column headers somewhere in Zapier or in the Excel sheet? Or
Yeah,
did it
so
automatically-
first we create a Google Sheet, right? We'll have to pass it as when we configure our Zap, the step where we added our Google Sheet, right? We'll have to tell it exactly where the data goes.
So it will work for a specific type of invoicing formats, right? Like if I give it an invoice which is of a little different format, let's say, then I'll have to make sure that.
Yeah, you'll have to update the workflow. You can version it, so it's easy.
But most invoices will be same. You have a quantity sale. I mean, your company will not have different invoices.
Correct.
Hmm. Yeah. Any more questions, guys?
Let's say instead of invoicing, for example, I'm passing, let's say, health reports, right? Like it has a lot of blood tests,
Yeah.
everything you've done. So now the report is like, let's say, 20 pages long as a PDF file. Will the context window, etc., be an issue in
So
those pages?
this is specifically for images, right? If you want to use something for PDF, you'll have to add another integration, like a data store that parses the PDF, converts into vector store, and then uses that as a context in it. So I think you can go ahead.
Yeah. Any further questions?
So, Jeet, I think Zapier also has this
Mhm.
WhatsApp Connect.
Yeah, it has two chat.
Yeah.
Might as well do the same thing what you did on
Uh-huh.
this.
Yes.
Yeah, but we just wanted to show multiple applications.
I
Yeah.
get what you're doing. It'll work the same. Or have you tried it? Or
Yeah, I have tried WhatsApp. It does work the same.
And this WhatsApp is not just business, right? It's also other.
No, it depends. So with 2Chat, it works perfectly with business. Yeah, there are other integrations, WhatsApp and other WhatsApp notifications that could work.
We can try later if you like. There's so many WhatsApp integrations. Yeah.
So I just wanted to add one step here. So we can go and edit it, and so you don't want to receive. There might be no attachment in your mails, right? So and this step will fail. So what we could do here is add a utility here from Zapier, which is called filter. What it will do is we can select some conditions on the mail that we are receiving. So first would be we check if it exists, of course, and for that we can use this exist conditions, and we can add a new condition where it checks if the attachment MIME type. So MIME type is basically the type of the attachment we are receiving, and after that we can choose that we just want it to be images. So MIME type, so all the image type starts with image slash. So we just type that out and continue. So this will make sure, this filtering will make sure you are just filtering out the emails. So what another filter you could add is like you just want to receive emails from particular mail account, right? That would be helpful here.
Yeah, great.
Did I do it?
Yeah, you did great. Thanks.
Alright. Thank you guys.
This is first time for an audience.
Yeah.
One question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after like you use the OpenAI
Yeah.
keys, and in the previous example with Make.com you use the OpenRouter key.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that this one is
Mhm.
key, whereas that's one.
So basically the Zapier doesn't have that integration right now. So we could have used Google Gemini. It is almost free. It has good amount of free usage, but Zapier doesn't include it. So for image analysis, we'll have to use OpenAI in Zapier. Yeah, but if you opt to use some other like Make.com, you might be able to use the Google Gemini here.